Type, and it's Isotype. Isotype's one from set, flushing. Vega one. Where's he come from? Vega one's got up and one.
And it's Cinema's What a Star won the Caulfield Cup.
Or Mystic Aroma, 3 lengths in.
There go, you mug. Alrighty, mugs, it's that time of week again. We're post, what was it last week? Eagle Farm 10,000. Bean, welcome, mate. Fortunately, you didn't make it to the track on Saturday, and we're just saying you're looking in perfect health while Lloydie and I just recover.
Yeah, mate.
Recover again.
You two are they're on death's door. Been a big weekend. Magic round up here.
Yep, that
as well.
Went down well too.
Yeah, that was good.
So a lot of games of footy.
Money well spent. Yep. No, look, it was pretty good. Really, the track looked to play relatively fair. I mean, it rained all day basically. I watched a few on the TV, and it was you couldn't. Fair to say, the sky vision wasn't something to get too excited about because you couldn't see a few of them. I think it was race 5. You had no vision till about the 200, so who knows what was winning that race.
It was, being there, it wasn't really, it was just that misty rain all day, like it wasn't heaving down, and so I think the track, was probably not under as much water as a lot of the mugs think, but Lloydie, that just sums up what we're about, mate. We can't just go to the track and have a few beers and have a few bets, can we? It's 3-day benders, because so I've just sort of, and I'm not even good, but I feel like I've come good today, and it's Thursday?
Yeah, no, I was only thinking that this morning as well. I was thinking, it hasn't taken that long, but yeah, you're right. It's Thursday, Friday tomorrow, and Saturday. Well, geez, we'll probably do it all again.
That's it. That's why, Mugs, you got to get around us when we do our big events, because this is the fun, some would call it. I don't know why we keep calling it that, but Marzu, first Group 1 of the Winter Carnival. Yeah. Much deserved. To make it 5 on the trot now for Marzu, and well, into the paddock, ready for the Everest.
Yeah, he's super. Yeah, very, very good horse, I think.
Real good win too,
fought them off. They sort of came at him politely down the outside there. I think the impressive thing is, which it won't happen with Point Nepean, but I think they probably
Stradbroke.
No, but I'm about to make a point about Point Nepean, but is keeping the jockey on that rides the horse and not just switching off for, say, a J-Mac or a K-Mac. I'm not saying they're not better steerers, but keep the jockey horse combo.
It's going to be the edge.
They kept clipping it on. Surely you just do that every time.
Yeah.
I don't think Alana Kelly will get the ride on Point Nepean come Cup Day, but fingers crossed she does, because even though she was 3 wide the trip, it was still a pretty good win on the weekend as well.
Yeah, I was on, and I was
out there. I was like, "There's no way this thing can win now."
And end up paying $6 or $7.
$6.50, I think.
Yeah. What did you look in? $2?
No, I took the $6.50, but I swear it was $2.50 and
opened real short.
And what a ride! But same for Marzu and Sam Clipperton. He looked like it was off the bit a long way from home.
He was gone at the 500, I think.
So. Big win, only a little horse. He's got to improve to beat Nature Strip and Everest, but you never know. Queensland Carnival, they springboard off it.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they sure do, and well, for you two, does it make the Stradbroke picture any clearer? I guess Marzu probably isn't going to go there. Entrivier's the one that looks like people from any boat they can get on from New Zealand's coming over to tell us it's going to win the Stradbroke, but it's been here done it before.
I think she
almost
has a mortgage on the Tats Tiara. I can't see much beating her in that, but I think Stradbroke's a different kettle of fish. Different
gravy. Well, this weekend there is down at Chitterlade. There is the Goodwood, or the not so Goodwood. It's a bit of an underhanded card, I guess, this year, but always seems to run true form into the Stradbroke. So I think we've got 2 weeks to propel in. My dates may be wrong, but usually a good form indicator coming up here. So I guess that what I'm saying is the form line from Saturday, you get the form line from this Saturday, starts to get us excited, Max, doesn't it?
Blend them together.
Blend them together. But look, back to headquarters this week. We are at Doomben, so probably worked out well in hindsight that they've transferred last week. So kudos to BRC, integrity right there. Yeah. But the ground would have been smack bang for this week, let alone last week. So the Zaaki Cup, are we excited about the card this week, lads?
Look, it's a pretty good card, pretty competitive. A lot of the races are good. There's sort of a nice even spread of you know, the Southern Raiders sort of coming up. So, and then a couple of Kiwis. There was a couple of Kiwis went around on Wednesday on the synthetic. I think one won and the other third or fourth or something like that. They sort of performed
try
okay.
to sneak their way into the Oakses and
Yeah, so
Derbies,
they
don't
sort
they?
of just come over and they're like, oh, hang on a second, what's Tony Park got to run on the Sunshine Coast synthetic on a Wednesday for? They just pop up. But anyway, good card.
Trained at the minute for the synthetic, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get stuck in and the catch, Lloydie. That's just you, 101, isn't it? Is your favourite in the Stradbroke Calcutta, which we'll get to go to. Fingers crossed they let us do some hilarious videos on the night out.
Yep.
But over the mile, not a bad little field to kick-start the day. Very much intertwined form lines. Benny Thompson, he's back from holiday. He may be going on another one, looking at a race there on Wednesday afternoon. But Mickey Costa's going on a permanent holiday soon, mate. Does he go out with an absolute steal or a catch in the first?
I haven't got it on top, no, but you could have a little bit of an Omen Quinella. I think the catch with Seduction Queen, which I know Bean has been called before. I was pretty taken by her run first up at Eagle Farm a couple of weeks ago. I was on, admittedly, so I was kind of, I suppose, a bit more...
Weren't watching any other horses.
I wasn't really watching any other horse, but...
Don't know what other form come through that race either.
They've all lost, but it's alright.
Actually, no. Well, Park Avenue ran third, and it donkey licked him at Scone last Friday. So I think that's the right form. R&T won it. I'm pretty sure it did. It run third on Saturday in that.
Yeah, sure did.
In the Star Tontes race, Star Tontes race, which we won't talk about.
No.
But yeah, Seduction Queen, happy to be with out to the mile. Doomben, wet track. That should work.
Jack the Lad for me. Earmuffs. First time. Orman for Waller. You look, they're flying. 35% win rate last 12 months. Wow. Stats.
I was going to say we need to almost see the earmuff stats.
I have looked in the bit of the jockey combos, just seeing if there's a bit of an angle there. The barriers obviously no help coming from 12, but 1-for-1 track and distance, and the only fail last start on the heavy was at the GC track, and I mean Doomben may be bottomless if we get this apparent rain that they're talking about, but it handles the conditions. I think it can go pretty close, about the $9.
Well, that's probably the the elephant in the room that we haven't talked about yet. It's a heavy 8 this morning, I believe, and we haven't had any rain this week.
Yeah, that's what I was
yet there
worried
is rain to come tonight and Saturday, so probably on that heavy.
They're saying 100 mils in the next 2 days.
It might be the Sunshine Coast synthetic.
Oh, mate, if it's
good.
I'll burn it down if that's right.
How far would Zaaki win on that synthetic track? Because he just loves on top of the ground.
Yeah.
2 laps, already.
Laps it. Well, Lloydie, I'm with you here on Seduction Queen. I think it was a pretty good run first up. Looking back now in hindsight, I know you're on, but 1200 was never going to be the go. All the better forms sort of at that mile and beyond, and you're right, Aaron T, Frank the Form, Park Avenue, you said, Frank the Form, pretty damn good form, and gets a fair bit of weight off most of this field. I mean, who's the top weight here? You got Austin Mir, who's got 58, Montez is up there as well, and they're not, superstars.
Good horse. Why are they running it back to 1600? Is it just to get miles in its legs before it Oyster Meter? Because it's a 2,000 metre plus. It didn't make sense it was even in.
You know why I wouldn't have a crack at the Doomben Cup? Why not?
Wow.
Unless it's...
Would it get in?
Was there a murmur of... Well, there's only 4 in the race, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a murmur of a... was it a Toowoomba Cup or an Ipswich Cup that's the big goal?
Ipswich Cup,
So you're probably looking at a rating to protect even as well, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to justify a stupid placement, put it that way. But anyway, Jaden Lloyd on board too, so gets the claim, 2 kilos. We're pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, Bean, moving on quickly. 1200 metres, Doomben, the big goodbye. Your horse, mate, the My Runners crew. Lloydie loves them, you love them more. Give them something to rev. We want to put this video up as inspo for them, just to throw their towels around their heads and wear all their Liverpool girl hats out to the race day. And
they probably should throw the towel around their eyes because it won't be winning. It's all worth watching. Look, I'm with Mass Destruction here. We've got the man who got it home last start, beat home Misty and a few other fairly smart ones. J-Mac jumps aboard again. Barrier 15 is a humongous query, but you've got the best jockey in the world on, so that sort of removes that concern. Really good record, track and distance. It doesn't handle the heavy super well, but if it's in the race and TJ runs it, then you know, I'm kind of like, trust the trainer there that he'll get through the going.
Yeah.
So
we trust him a fair bit, don't we? He trusts us with his capable words most weeks with riveting interviews.
Exactly.
So that's all we can do back, can't we, mate?
My thoughts exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that finished behind Centerfire last start, and she was in the Ridden Beauty race the other day and was actually very good. It should be hard to beat later on in the day. I think that might be the right form line as well. Sir Warwick came out and won at Rocky in that Fitzroy up there.
Yeah,
so
too, that's right.
heavy track, definitely the concern, but went all right the other day on the heavy 8.
Yeah, I'll throw some different words out in between. The rose in between the two thorns. Mr. Doomben, Roman Aureus. I'm jumping on. Yeah, it seems like that, but let me throw you some stats. Learned them from Beanie, sent them through before the show, so makes me sound smarter, mate. Thanks for that. He's been on in the placings 20 times in his career. 15 of those come from Doomben starts. So he loves the track. Relishes the slot. Relishes. I don't know if relishes is the right word there, Bean, but anyway. But 2 starts coming through a beam 90 with the same weight he's getting now, the 85, plus the claim. I think he'll just get a good run from the draw too.
Well, that's good.
Barrier 9.
He's hard to catch, isn't he?
Hard to catch. But then again, you know, we go through this field and which horse isn't hard to catch here? I mean, I nearly made a case for Paul Anka and that thing.
She was good the other day.
Yeah, I know. That's but it's Paul Anka.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta pull the anchor sometimes. You go, no, I can't back you.
Yeah.
The knockout Ruffy Hope in the race is dream timer, I reckon. I know it's not up to these, but
I
form
thought
on the heavy, I give it half a hope at about 25
I thought
bucks.
Irish Songs was a bit of a roughie as well. We've named we're at the 5 horses we've named. So Skin's been interesting runner.
Yeah, back.
Been off the scene for a while. Back
Has
first up,
been.
$5 favourite as all Van Dyke's horses generally are, but
Yeah. Nah, not keen.
not keen this week.
Nah.
I think it runs second.
Yeah,
I think off a long
Maybe
way off, I
16,
just like
bit
to
rough.
see them first up and see how they go.
Yeah.
Because you know, you have no idea there. Like, I mean, the trainer's probably got a pretty good opinion, and if the money comes, then perhaps it is right. But I'll just give it a pass. And next up, I'll hop on at the $2 and watch it get rolled.
Yeah.
That's generally how I
that's right. Well, you're right. It's 1-5 races, so it's eligible for a Class 6.
Yeah.
6-year-old gelding for the 8 starts. How about that, eh? Good luck to the team up the sunny coast there. Davey Van Doomen coming to town. Big dogs coming to town in race 3. The Bill Carter, the 2-year-old. Oh, they're looking good. Zoogotcha, McDonald, Waller. Combinations been. Where does this one map in your trainer jock combination?
This wasn't one I actually checked out. So I
Alright.
think it's probably about 90%.
I was gonna say,
it's pretty good.
Like, it's not even really worth searching.
Well, while you're making up a stat, mate, I'll read out a few other options for you that might took your fantasy. Midnight in Tokyo, pretty good last start there. $4.40 second favourite. Honey Pot, Maloney Golan, another good little combo.
Yeah.
She's a belter, the XWA horse over here for Willie Pike. With the Snowdens now, they know something about grand final strolls. Speaking of stroll, Bozza Thornton, O'Day Hoisted. Is that the one that you want on for the O'Day Hoisted yard? Bozza Thornton.
Oh, yeah, he goes okay as well, actually, doesn't he?
Is there someone that goes better though from that stable?
Mate, Benny Thompson, I think, is the one you is the one you follow with the O'Day Hoisted yard. Look, I'm with Zoogotcha here. I tossed up between it and She's a Belter, but I've gone Zoogotcha. I just think there's a sense of timing. When Waller brings one up and he gets J-Mac on board, it's drawn in barrier 5. You know, it's proven on a heavy track. It just ticks a lot of boxes. Like, it's just sort of like, it's not really like done a whole heap. I mean, won in a second, but it's not, you know, beaten anything. I went through, you know, a few of the runners it's beaten. None of them are sort of super standouts, but it's just that stable.
The polish.
Yeah, there's something like that.
The Yonkers colours, mate.
Yeah.
Correct. That was the first form reference. Race 3 last week, Yonkers won in these colours. I think race 3 this week, Zoogotcha wins in these colours. Its win on the heavy over 1200 on debut was really good. It was Canterbury. It was a midweek meeting.
And that track is like proper slop too.
Bottomless.
Yeah.
It donkey licked him, and then it wasn't Bandy's boy. It came to the outside fence that day that the outside rail was hot. J-Mac stayed to the inside, which, you know, I think they beat the third horse by a fair way. And that was back to 1100 too, so
Yeah.
I'm happy to be with back to 1200. Had the tick over trial in between, just wins.
Just wins. No, I'm going your other baby, mate. I'm on the Plim stock for the Dolphins, the Godolphin team. This interesting stat, mate. I've gone above and beyond this week because it's Winter Carnival. We're honing in. So I'm looking for a horse that hasn't come into this meet off heavy legs. So there's a few that come through that Natuno race at the Gold Coast. Absolute bottomless track that day. Sydney has nothing but heavy tracks. Plumstock ticks that box. Eagle Farm last start and hitting the line behind XO Lady, which should have won last week. Talking about my pocket. What beat it? Can't remember.
Swiss Exile.
Oh, that's right. Made it too. Yeah.
Just say, for all the mugs out there, you can obviously
So-
see us from this side. You can't see what we can see. And Moz, for the first time in about, I reckon, 3 months, actually has like a 3-page Word document full of notes.
Yeah, well,
I've never seen him write a note before in my
prepared,
life.
mate. Because I know
Words on the screen.
it's grand final time for us,
Yeah.
guys. We need to come good. You know, you go to training and kick 50 balls through the goalpost. No one sees you.
Yep.
Grand final day, 100,000 people at the ground, mate, watching the game.
Yep.
That's what it's about. Got a note for Rosa Shiraz to hit the lead there to set up the pace for those coming home too. So this thing's a bloody psycho out the gates. You seen that trial? Jesus, unbelievable. That's why it's 400 to 1. Being 400 to 1. Now there's I think there could be unanimous in the next at race 4 here. There's a horse here who makes its return, to the big stage. The heavy track is just going to be ticking boxes. It's Shelby 66. The Rockstar has landed in Brisbane.
Lloydie wants
The
to
crowd,
kill himself.
Doomben's going to have 100,000 people there on Saturday, Lloydie, watching this horse, watching the story of, a humble little horse going through his highways and midways, then coming to the big smoke of Sydney, the big city, winning a Group 1, and then coming to paradise up here to continue the legacy. What side of the fence are you on, mate? Over with the flag that says Shelby 66 or in the jail cell because you've been kicked out for being a minority?
I'm in the one in the horse ambulance waiting to pick him up because he's got 3 bung legs.
Well,
yeah, it's a bit of a concern, isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
They said they were going to put him in the paddock because he's got stone bruising and they need a dry paddock for him to heal and they're going to run him on a heavy 10.
But has he been in the paddock because he didn't race last week? Is that what they meant by that?
No, I
Is
think
that a
it's,
spell?
I think-
Sitting in the horse float for a while.
the novelty's run off. It wasn't even funny when he won the Galaxy at Group 1 level. The horse is a
It wasn't
dead
funny. It was
set
emotional.
Class 3 bush horse.
It was heroic. It was inspirational.
Well, no, I was pretty happy about it. I was on at the
Yeah,
17s
I'm sure
in the
you
early
were.
market.
For anyone that said you couldn't do it,
Well, you'll
you
get
did it.
$51 in a Class 3 highway in a month. So,
Well, I don't think you'd be eligible for them anymore. That's his worry.
too bad then. Maybe in a Sapphire Coast Open handicap.
Yeah.
The horse isn't any good. It won. It was in form. It was on the quick backup. It was fit. It beat Big Parade, who is also no good in Group 1 with no weight on its back.
Way to kill the
It's really
the mood.
brilliant.
This
Well, what are
is
you tipping then, mate? If you're such a hero.
Yeah, wait, get your tip out of the way and we can talk about Shelby 66 and
You're
more,
not
right?
tipping it anyway. Contemptuous on top for me. This horse is a superstar, unlike the top weight in this race.
Was it
12
Class 3
starts.
winner, is it?
No, it's 1-0. It beat Last Chance last start.
Oh, it won an open handicap. How great.
Oh.
Woo! Put it in an Everest.
Whatever.
Put it in Everest.
The horse will win. Barrier 15, Jade on just wins. The horse is absolutely flying.
Look, as much as I'm a fan of Shelby 66, I'm not with it here. I actually think the other up and comer from the Queensland yards is Joy to All, and I think it can go pretty close here. The first test on a heavy track is a bit of a query, but it's kind of like, take it on trust. First up, absolutely flies. Draws to do no work. Should be probably 3 pairs back, I would say. We get the wizard from the west on board, the master of disaster. I just think it's the big watch is obviously Shelby with J-Mac on,
Yeah.
but I think Joy to
It's the
Wall,
watch.
$6, I'm happy to be with. I think it's a decent bet in this race.
I'm picking Shelby. He's on top. I reckon all this we're going to the paddock. It's all mind games. It's just little snippets, deleted tweets are happening everywhere, mate. You can't trust any sort of news. Last 2 starts, scratch them. Good track, soft track. Ain't his go. Ain't his go. 3 starts back now, mate. He's finishing 2 lengths behind Palele and a TJ Smith, who's come out and run second last week.
I'm just concerned he'll
And then
either
4 starts,
win-
he's winning a Group 1 Galaxy at 1100 metres, which we're getting right now.
I'm just concerned he'll either win or break down. Like I legit think there's 2 options. Like,
Yeah.
Like honestly, like
There is. And I'm taking 750 for him to win.
750.
Yep.
Oh my
Smashed
God.
in from 10. People are on.
To jump out
Well,
of
it's
the
going to
trees,
be
though.
J-Mac on board. He's either going to be...
With 60.5 kilos.
They're going via McDonald's and getting McFlurries, put it that way. He's got to be winning. Yeah, but look at the weight.
This confidence is it's
Frozen
unreal.
Coke to ice the bruises maybe along
He's
the way.
got 6 kilos on wingside. Colpo di Tamburo. Who are these horses? They ain't Nature Strips and Paleles and Eduardos. That's the class that Shelby brings to town. So he's gonna. You're right. He's winning or he's breaking down.
Yeah, I give
J-Mac on
I
board.
give him a hope. I'm just not tipping him.
I give him none.
Conditions to suit, mate.
I think you
It's-
2 should have a side bet.
It's Jungle
Case
Edge.
case of beers.
Jungle Edge
whoever.
round
I
2.
can't afford that after
Yeah,
last,
you-
after last weekend.
There's definitely no alcohol side bets going on here. Maybe the
Maybe
50
a bit flurry.
Maybe what about a bonus bet? $50 bonus bet you pass on when you finally build one up. Well,
Yeah, I was
surely
gonna
that'll be
say,
Saturday.
when I get one, when I can afford that again. So,
Yeah.
maybe we just need to go on a bloody spa date or something.
Yeah.
Just detox.
Have a bit right.
You shout me a green juice.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
where do you
go and
pay?
see Shelby
you paid?
66 at Colorado Lodge or something.
Let's move on.
Well, to cover yourself, have $2 on Shelby to buy yourself and myself a green juice.
Yeah, okay.
So I can detox.
No.
That'd be cute.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about Group 1 horses, should we track down to a Group 1?
Oh,
Because
right.
Shelby, he might be up for the Stradbroke.
Oh, he probably will be.
Probably. And I don't think we're kidding there. That is not a joke. So, Mugs, if you look at your form guides, you go to race number 8 down there at Morphettville, the famous Goodwood handicap, the Furphy Goodwood, as you say. Some big names over the years that have won this race. You've had your Blackheart Barts, obviously your Santa Ana Lanes, Sava 2XL won it last year, I believe. Superstar, yep. And it's going around again to go back to back at 13s. It's one of those handicaps that I find that, best horses sort of seem to win on the day, regardless of the weight.
Yeah.
Because it's, yeah.
Are you saying when Sava 2XL won last year was the best horse on
Just
the
saying
night?
it's become a leaders track and Sava 2XL is the only leader
Yeah,
of the day.
yeah. Got it that day.
Speaking of leaders though, In the Boat's been scratched. So apparently some foot soreness. So I expect it to line up in Brisbane next week.
Yep.
There you go. But that's, I think it had barrier like 44 anyway. So it would have been
20, yeah.
September run out as well.
She's coming to Brisbane next week. It's going to be
there you go.
September Run and Brooklyn Hustle in the same race. Maybe even Kemantari too if we're lucky.
Oh my goodness.
That would be an absolute mockery.
Jeez.
Might have to be the Mugs punting Kingsford Smith Cup.
We've got to be there. Got to be there. I think we're going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
We're always there. That's a problem of us sounding like we do all the time.
Yep.
Bean, we've alluded on it, mate. You're the Morphettville pretty much tourism guru right now. You've done more positive talk about Adelaide than Adelaide the city has done in quite some time. So, how you seeing this Goodwood?
Look, I think it's wide open, but I'm with the Warrnambool. What's it called? The old 1200 meter,
Wangoon.
the Wangoon, winner in Frankie Pino has been.
I can't believe the price they've gone up. 26.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the price is probably around the grade. She's like that was a listed, goes to Group 1 level, and Extreme Warrior's carrying 53.5. She's got 54.5. So I can understand probably understand the pricing. But 2 for 2 track and distance came over from Adelaide initially when it came. Be back in the run, but this race has got loads of pace. There'll be no lack of it. ASAR. Then you've got horses like, Lombardo, General Beau, Sava 2XL, the Astrologist, Behemoth and Extreme Warrior. They should all be pinging the lids. And I think if Dean Holland can camp off them, I mean, Maddie Lloyd, probably a bit unlucky not to be on board. I think I'd probably prefer
I think
her.
she had a broken leg.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's injured. Yeah, right. Yeah, of course, I forgot about that. Yeah, back in the run, I think it can be flying down the outside. And what's this the third week in a row at that track?
Yep.
So the insides, I mean, the rail's obviously going to keep coming out, but the inside's surely got to be off by now. So I think middle of the track and outside would be the place to be. And I think Frankie Pino at about $25 is a super bet in this race. I think it's wide open.
Is this their last weekend of their carnival too?
Yep.
Great.
Yep, fantastic.
Yep.
I'm with one horse that wasn't going to have a start, but now it has. Manhattan Times, right down the bottom, 3-year-old, 52 kilos on its back, drawn alongside Frankie Pino in barrier 11, and I think similar sort of situation. Ben, it's going to get back. It's going to come out to the middle of the track and be rattling home. Ran third last start behind Sarades and General Bow. Drops 5.5 kilos from that run. And,
Like Sarades led that off and was often gone.
And General Bow ran second. Would have been handy as well. I know this guy got back. So, look, you mentioned stats before. The jockeys had 3 goes on top of him for a win in 2 seconds. Never missed a place at Morfettville. Handles a bit of sting out of the track. I'm keen at $27.
Yep.
Manhattan Times. Well, just before I go into my selection, which we're all on the edge of our seat for, just shows you what barriers can do to kill a horse's chance here. Like Bo Rosser,
I gave him a chance as 50s. Yeah.
50s,
Yep.
barrier 21. Like
Second up is a jet too.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, this horse is going toe to toe with Behemoth every start last prep. So there's a few that are just in that boat. I think, no pun intended, within the boat, but they're just drawn to fail. Put it that way.
Yeah, our horse and it would like to flip the barriers, I think. Barrier 2 goes back. It'll be posted 7 deep on the fence.
Yep. Look, one that's got a good draw, it doesn't really matter where this boy draws because the Inferno goes too far back, but maybe that could be the secret. Barrier 3, he'll start drifting back, but there'll be 17 other horses behind him and he'll have no choice to just, you just stick there. Stick midfield. Booming turn of foot, just never gets there in time, but if you watch previous Goodwoods over the year, they seem to just keep weaving through and get there. I'm thinking of one in particular. So pace is going to be on, as you alluded to.
Yep.
If there's ever a Group 1 setup for this horse, this setup is probably it. Yep. No confidence whatsoever.
It's got to be a chance, doesn't it?
Oh, said
Suppose
that.
Behemoth, really.
Behemoth, I mean,
You've got to give Behemoth.
good horses. They
Probably
just,
close to a weighted, certainly, really.
yeah.
But we've gone against it. And instead.
Well, the thing was, they all come through. Well, a lot of them come through the Snap Dancer race, which was just the biggest leaders biased track you've ever seen.
I'm just hoping it plays
are we getting that again
these days? Like if it's
Yeah.
like
Getting
that,
that.
I'm gone, and so is Lloydie when I heard.
All right.
To excel again.
Yeah,
Change my tip.
that's right. You'll see us cheering race day because we've backed it and haven't told anybody.
Yeah.
Race 5. Up at Doomben. We're back to the promised land here, Mark. So we got out Adelaide while we could. And we're going to need any sort of help we can get because this race is a little bit sticky, a little bit tricky. You've got April Rain, you've got Zenifar and Cafe Royale that come through that Gold Coast trifecta. And the only one you've got that's sort of up there, Yamazaki in there too. But Nudge comes back to town, found her racing career again back up here in Queensland. As soon as she left, decides to not to be a winner anymore.
Yeah.
But she's back.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yep. Keen. She was great the other day at Hawkesbury. She got back. She hit the line very nicely to get beat just a length. Ran 6th, but the run was better than what it looked. That was in a Group 3 on a heavy 9 deck over 1300. She gets out to the mile. She won this race 12 months ago. Nash goes on. Barrier 14, query, but I'm hoping that they're getting off the fence at Doomben. It's going to be bottomless everywhere, so maybe out wide is going to be the place to be. That's my hoping anyway, because everything I've tipped has drawn 14, 15 or 27. So
Well, if you've got a jockey that you want to try that out with,
yeah, you got Nash.
you got Nash.
I'll probably give it
Did
400.
he come to the outside
for
fence
about
on one of the
600.
Kiwis the other day too? Is
Up
that him
here?
on? Yeah, is that him on it or someone else? But I know one horse came right out wide at one point.
I'm with a Waller, but I'm with Salik or Selekwa or however the heck they say it. I'm not really sure here. With back-to-back wins coming into this, fitness is at an all-time high. I think it probably peaked on the run late. Still held on and fought them off, which I think is a good sign. Didn't just because it looked like it was going to knock up and get rolled, but held on one by about half a length or a bit more. Handles the heavy conditions. Jimmy Orman on board.
Oh, how's that for stats?
Mate, he's the master. I just think, so it'll be probably camped maybe 3 pairs back if it's sort of not in the front couple. So I think it'll be on pace. If they're not making any ground, this thing just wins. I think $10 is a spoil for a horse that's airborne.
Yeah. Airborne. That the form race that I alluded to, I've got to stick with that, and again, April Rain just is the biggest guzzler you've ever seen. No, I'm not an April Rain. I've got to stick with Zanefa on top. It's going to be in front of April Rain again. April Rain was never getting close, and you're getting double the price as well. Bean, have you got it in the C subject this week?
Nah, not this week, mate.
Maybe throw April Rain in there.
I might. Yeah, could probably
not already.
Yeah, she's probably already in there. And go
I
get
think
it.
with a horse like that, at what point does Waller just go, nah? Like, because obviously he's got 2,000 of them.
Yeah, 6-time beaten favourite. Hasn't won for a very long time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Those owners though, that's
That's the Autumn Sun colours,
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah, so that'd be a Hermitage.
It's a mare.
Yeah.
Piero.
There'd be some sort of stud deal
set up there.
It's a brood mare that he'd be wanting to keep.
We'll place it right somewhere. The man's a freaking genius.
Well, that's it. And it's won nearly 200,000.
Yeah, so it's not going that bad.
Not that bad.
Owners pay the bills, mate. You
They
keep
do.
racing.
They do.
That's why Shelby's owners, they must be probably 4 months in credit with their owners' fees. That's probably why he's got to keep running. He's like, fuck, I got to keep working. Can't afford to give the money back. Oh, what a story if it wins.
Oh, what a story. Yep.
Well, Lloydie, I'll get you back on side now because we're coming into the quaddie.
Yeah.
And look, I already got your vibes throughout the week about this horse, so I'm not going to do one of my famous setup segues and then just get absolutely told the opposite of what I'm thinking I'm going to get. But there's cats. April Rain was a cat in race number 5. Race number 6, top of the market, a horse named Buffalo River. We're definitely talking Milk Drinker 101 here with this horse, aren't we?
Definitely, yes.
So you're not on Buffalo River?
No, I'm not.
Fantastic, because we go on, and this is a bit of a list of Queensland form coming to the forefront. You got Soxagon, who was pretty good last start. Emerald Kingdom, mate, rocky form. I'll let you elaborate more upon that. And of course, Sir Warwick. Warwick, rocky form.
I'm with Rocky form. Obviously, the Archer's brings out, I think, Emerald Kingdom, Dawn Passage, Holyfield, Gem Song. So Warwick won the Fitzroy same day. But, mate, 12 months ago, the race was the Rockhampton Newmarket, which Last Chance won. Tipped it a couple of times this prep, and it's been winning. I don't think there's any reason to really jump off it, especially at $26. It gets back down to the minimum 54. Beat Hilo, Ulysses, a couple of starts back. Never No More, Roman Aureus, who was tipped, and last start second to Soxagon, but put 3 or 4 lengths on Salatine, who ran third at the Gold Coast. That was a heavy track. Carried 56, back to 54, barrier 3, just gets that good run in behind. I'm happy to be with him again.
Tequilas were a bad idea last Saturday.
There's a couple that I think you can have a bit of a crack at. I'd probably have a bet on Bullfinch, although I haven't tipped it. I'm sticking with Dawn Passage out of the. I thought that was a pretty good run in the Arch last start. I think it went down about 0.7 of a length. Drops 3 kilos on the run. It'll be out sort of in the front couple, which I think is going to be handy on this Doomben track if they're sort of struggling to make ground. Can come wide too, so it doesn't have to be sort of those inside 4 or 5 lanes. It can probably be 6 and out and still just like fanning wide, because I think by this time of the day that's where they're going to be running, and it handles the heavy. And we have Timmy Clark on, who's one of the best sort of front riding jockeys in the nation. I think it can go pretty close to on Passage about the $16. It is overs.
Yeah, there's a few that are like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sticking with the locals, my T-Bar locals, so shout out to Gabby and the Curry team up the Rangers, mate. Thought the win was, well, we missed it, put it that way, but it put them to the sword. Gold Coast last. Big tick on the heavy, obviously. But also sitting back and running on is the recipe for success this Saturday there at Doomben. Probably a horse that will be guilty of it, but maybe a bit underrated throughout its racing career. if you go back through the form, like it's
won
always
some pretty good races.
one's pretty good race. We're going around at listed Brisbane races,
Classy
Group
levels.
3 sort of level, and
Yep.
and never really running a bad race. So yeah, 850 for Soxagon. I certainly don't know why Buffalo River's come up so short.
I think they just think of
Heavy.
lead and heavy track. That's the key. Like
Yeah.
that's its only recipe for success. But I'm not. Yeah, if it gets taken on at all, I think it could be in a bit
What
of
rate
trouble.
has Emerald Kingdom got? Has it got 60?
58.5.
Won this race last year. Beat Tafani.
Yeah, that was
That form was
second up though, wasn't it?
Yeah, second up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we now?
Okay. Yep.
That form
Flies
was
fresh,
good.
mate. Yeah, it's funny can't win a Stradbroke, can she?
Yeah,
So.
exactly. No hope.
All right, we'll just quickly move on because Nick Lloyd just wants to have the microphone for the next 2 minutes, just so you can listen to some heavy breathing.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Zaaki by 4.
4.
Cool. Yeah, they came out. They came out and said, what'd she say? She said it was like, and it rated the worst it's ever rated. That last run at the GC, was it as well?
Probably.
I think in its
was
career,
very
in his
fresh.
career, I think. Yeah, that was what she said. I think.
Took the edge off.
Yeah, there's no like. I mean, unless this is like, if this 100 mils comes and it's horrific there, poly grey, maybe I give like a 1 in 50 chance to
Yeah.
knocking it off. But it's just like it's a no. It's almost a no bet race.
What's your
really.
what's
I
your
know.
margin guess?
2.5.
2.5. I'll go demolition job. I'll go 6+.
Yeah.
We'll have it closest to the pin
Yeah.
price.
Okay. What if it gets knocked off?
Well, hence the name.
You were
Mugs
closer
Bunting.
with the 2.5.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's like the Price is Right. You just bet $1
Yeah.
more than the other person.
These
I
races
bet
are just
2.5
Yep.
for one legs.
These races are just a bit sick though. Like I know you're getting 45% on your money, which is pretty good, right? But it's just like you can't like it's not a launch. Is it a launch? Is it just like 500 in and bang?
I
I
think.
think so.
Yeah.
Because it probably, if that's the
if
case,
it's-
it probably should be your only bet of the weekend. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can just go wacko and then that's it. If we're
If
that
it was
confident,
if it was a heavy 8, I'd say yes. Heavy 10, I'm going. Oh.
It's the thing. If it was a good, would it be $1.20?
Oh shit.
oh, if it was good,
Yeah.
if it was good, it'd be $1.04.
$1.08, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's the only query.
But the query, but is the query debunked now? Because even the Queen Elizabeth, Zaaki beat a lot of good wet trackers home on that
Yeah, that's true.
heavy deck. Like think it over.
He beat them all home.
Well, he did. Like that's what I meant. But they were like Very Elegant's the
Yeah.
best mudlark in the
Yeah.
country. She wasn't up to it. Animo was. Oh, he's a mudlark. He'll handle it.
Yeah.
He's still done nothing
Yeah.
in his career.
Yeah. Nah, he's flying. Superstar.
Mount Popper.
Now Popper.
Moving on.
So he handles a heavy, if not just as well as a dry. I think it's just the fact of I don't want a heavy to bust up my horse for the next couple of starts.
Okay, well, yes. 500 on.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Can
the
you
bet
lend
for
us
the
both
weekend.
$500?
Hey, I was going to ask you for a loan.
$1.45.
Yeah.
Maybe
Do you know what happened
Yeah.
yesterday?
good friends might get you to $1.50 with your
You
power
can get
play.
$1.60 with a boost with another mob, but I won't
Oh,
speak there.
no, don't trust that, mate.
No.
You
You
don't,
on
even,
the Drift Boys were.
you don't even get a bloody ticket out of the machine that gives you that at the
No.
racetrack these days.
Yeah,
No other teams provide the power plays like our friends.
No.
Our friends. As on the jacket.
They're good friends.
Our good friends. Our good friends take us to race 8 after 500 on at $1.45. You mugs do the math. You may be smirking. Or you might be fond barbs to raid with. I don't know. I was hoping some barbed wire things. But Barb Raider comes up from the Derby there from the SA. So if we're potting the old SA in general, to become a $4.20 favourite up here in the Roses, what do you reckon about that form line there, Lloydie? I know you're a bit of an Oaks maestro up here. Oaks King, you would almost say. You're about to change your Twitter handle name.
Yeah.
Because you've got probably, 7 or 8 of these in futures for the Oaks.
Yeah,
So
well,
does this make the picture any clearer for you? Or is there another 10 that you like that you've already backed as we're speaking?
There's a couple of other ones that I like that I think are nice horses, but I'm not backing them in Oaks. Yeah, I'm with Smirk again. I was. Oh, how could you not be with her? I was on her last start. She got beat a length and a half by Dynasties and Gypsy Goddess. Neither of them are here.
They're not.
And she beat the
Dynasty's
rest
his favourite too, back down Rose Hill, I think. It's come up like...
Was she and got there today?
Yeah, it's come up like $3.20 or something as well.
You get J-Mac, you get barrier 10, you're on set weights again, and you're on a heavy track out to 2,000. I think she's close to living, breathing. The other one that I actually thought was a bit of a smoky was Chilco Lake. I had something on the other day at Kembla when it won, and hard and mouth stuff for a little while, and then the runner-up was called Sprout Wings, but that's what the winner did. It sprouted wings and it absolutely pissed him. It might just be sort of one to keep a close eye on. I don't know. I don't think it might not get an Oaks trip, but if it stays up this way and goes to a few of those sort of lesser races, it might be winning somewhere.
Well, someone's seen it because they've gone 19 into 12s with our good friends. Was that you, mate? You cash out your Zaaki bet. Get on this one.
Yeah.
No, look, I'm with Barbara. I know we sort of popped the Adelaide form, but I mean, prior to Adelaide, it was, I think it was in behind Shout the Bar at Moonee Valley.
Yeah.
Before that, it's beaten home Cardigan Queen, who I know is a non-winner, but you can't sort of pod its form and how it's going. It's beat home Argentia. That's a fairly classy horse.
Heavy though, is that the if?
Well, it's had 3 starts on a soft for a winner, second and third. It's had one go on a heavy for no result, and that was down. I think it was in the Group 1 down in Sydney, the Coolmore. But that Randwick track again was one of those ones where it's sort of like there were horses that were like heavy specialists that sort of didn't go a yard on it. So I'm just forgiving that run. K-Mac on. It'll shoot forward from the draw, be in the front 2 or 3, I think. And I don't have any queries with the ground. I think it's probably, apart from Smirk, pretty deserved favourite, to be honest. The form line's super out of a Group 1.
Yeah.
Top 3 chance.
Lloydie, I'm on Smirk with ya. Just know this is the race where one of Waller's just pops up left field too, though, for an Oaks, and could be Sabagal. Remember, ridden, but don't talk last start, but last start was absolute shambles. Never been in the top 6 horses in its life, and it tries to battle for the lead for half the race. Opie Bossum on board, 27s. Yeah, could be one to watch as well. Getting the line.
I think
Only
that
Words
was my
was one
first
of
Oaks. That was my first Oaks horse.
Yeah, it was. So you're
The
getting
first of 20.
You're getting a better price for it now.
Yeah.
That's the worry, isn't
Hey,
it?
all I know is in 3 weeks' time I'm going to be collecting on the race because I've got a ticket on every horse.
That's exactly
Might
it.
not be ahead, but I'll have a collect.
So, Mugs, if you're listening, I think Oaks Day's Ladies' Day as well. Jeez, mate, they're going to be all over you. So, if you see the big rig dancing on the Gallopers dance floor, you know he's good for a gin and pink.
Yeah. Correct.
Get out stakes, boys.
Yep.
Rubiculous, the best horse in the nation.
Jeez.
Is that what we're calling that trial form?
No, I wouldn't go
that went in?
far, but...
Huh?
No, it's hard to say.
Beat Prince of Boom in the trial, remember?
Yeah,
Cruise bike.
Yeah.
And look what's come out of it, mate. It could be that simple.
Yeah.
Zava Boom, you can never back again. I don't know why it's favourite. Put on the red light. We got to respect this horse because it came out of the GC Guineas giving us a start.
Yep.
So there's also that. Miss Hipster comes through that said race. A few others that we can keep going on and on about. But the list does go on. There's only one winner. And it's the Get Out Stake, so we need to find it. Bean, give us the bean. Just give us the bean.
Look, I'm with the GC Guineas form. I thought it was pretty good. I'm pretty keen here on Miss Hipster, to be honest. I reckon it's almost. I actually think it's close to best of the day. I think it's a really good chance in this race. It'll be on pace, just in behind them. Handles the heavy surface. Cassidy obviously sticks. It was a super run in that race. I mean, sort of State and Prince of Boom brained them, but it was in that next sort of those next 3 runners. I think it actually peaked on the run late, to be honest. It just it looked like it dropped a gear, picked up again, and then sort of just didn't have the last bit of juice in the tank to get the job done there. But I think it's been nothing but impressive. It's whole prep, and there's a bit of early money too, which is nice.
Ooh.
What was wrong with Great Offences running the Gold Coast Guineas? Ran 3rd.
Yeah, nothing.
No, I'm with it. $26. I thought not a not a bad each way play. Graze in the wet. we know that's the right.
That's the system.
That's
Yeah.
the system.
That's the system.
Um,
Especially when they're in the name of the horse too.
Exactly.
It's going to be double the system.
And look, 2 starts on a heavy, 1 win and 1 by a length at the Gold Coast, and the other one was a third to Prince of Boom, Sort of State. I reckon if Sort of State or Prince of Boom here, they're $1.60 in this. Like realistically, he's going to go forward from barrier 12. He'll lead. He might just be the one they've got to catch. And you know, he beat Nord Leon by a length and a half at Bow Desert in a pretty strong race. Nord Leon won well at Toowoomba that same day of the Guineas.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not half. It's quite.
Nord Leon's in here too at $11.
That's what I mean.
So
Like you say Nord Leon's coming off a Toowoomba, you know, it's a 3-year-old class 3 win.
yeah,
But got beaten a length and a half to start before that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel ya.
feel ya.
And well, you know, we know how good Greys are going at the moment. They're at about 40,000% winning strike rate. So you've got to follow that.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I'm going to have to have a side bet because, yeah, you're right. All the case
Yeah.
points you've just made. Ubiquitous for me. I was always a fan of this horse
back in the
until
day we were.
until it's trial of the
Until it's good
century,
trial, yeah.
which everyone's jumped on it now. We're getting $4 instead of 20s when we were backing it.
Yeah.
But look, if the trial form's through, that mate, form lines are all intertwined. That's the beauty and the art that is the punt. And it's what we look for. So it might have just put it together. Last start, the heavy track. Maybe it's just a heavy track horse. It's not grey though, but there could be a bit of theory that other horses might enjoy the heavy sometimes as well. So short way home in the last, but that's sometimes the quickest way home, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bean, we'll cross to you first because Mr. Rockhampton's taking a business call there.
Yep.
Banger. And maybe one from around the ground for our good friends, Mugs and Muggettes that are listening out there. What do you have for us, mate?
Beans banger. I'm going race 1, Jack the Lad. I think the gear change, Ormond for Waller, I think it's just an absolute smoky in that race. I think you can get the job done at quite the price. And then around the grounds, we're down at headquarters, off to Flemington at race 3. I think a few of the pundits out there sort of potted this horse last start, came out and won pretty well. Sunday's best in the handicap, the 2,000 metre handicap in race 3. It's $34.08 for Rosemont. I think it's a bit of a promising type, this horse. Yeah, I was shocked when I saw $34 because its SP profile the last couple of starts have been like 2s and 250s and 3s and stuff like that, and it's franking the form pretty well. You know, it's got a 4th, a 3rd, and then a win. I think out to the right trip here, and I think it can win again. Crazy.
Lovely. Well, Lloydie's not really cheering. I'll give him a moment to get over himself.
Processing on the race at Cairns, is it?
No, Rocky today.
Rocky today.
Second.
Must have. I'm going race 1, starting the day off early with Seduction Queen,
taking each
mate.
other on.
Yeah, sorry, I
Battle
didn't.
Royale.
There was confidence. It was either going to be that or Shelby 66, but I just can't take getting copped to heat again. So we'll move on. Around the grounds, we'll go back to Radelaide. There's a horse that comes home. He's coming home from much, I wouldn't say well deserved, but maybe overdue. Probably wouldn't say that either. But race 7, you got Dallasan going around. $2.90. Set weights.
Yeah.
I think with some penalties. He's not a Group 1 winner, so
He
there'll be no
does
penalties.
deserve it though. Like, I know people hate Dallas,
But he's going around at Group 1 level every week, just about. So.
And running like pretty good 4s and 5s as well. Nice ones,
I was gonna actually. This race popped up because I wanted to make note on what are they doing with Colding? They race it in Sydney and Brisbane on heavy every single week. When a race like this is perfect, it's set weight mile. Like what goes on sometimes in the head of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a very good point. Lloydie's lock. I'm going with Smirk in the Roses race 8. I just think she's the one. And then around the grounds, we're going to Shittlade too. Actually,
we're gonna tip the card there.
Yeah, race 4. It's a Group 3 for the 2-year-olds over 1,200, and there's a horse there called See You in Heaven. She's by Divine Prophet, so she's very well bred.
That's all you need,
of course. But look, she's had the 4 starts, 3 wins and a 3rd. She was pretty unlucky when she ran 3rd. She was $1.80 favourite that day and just had nowhere to, not a great deal of luck. and then came out and she won well as a $12 chance, and then they go, oh, okay, so she's better than that. She won as a $1.80 pop again last start. She beat H2O, who's the other, I suppose the market fancy in there, who's got the exact same record, 4 starts, 3 wins. But yeah, I think See You in Heaven's the better of the two and wins again.
Brave, Liddy.
Yeah, very. I think it's
Brave.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, you'd be hoping you go to heaven if that gets wrong.
Yeah.
Hoping you go to heaven if that
Hey,
gets wrong.
well, yeah, the best of the day was got to be Zaaki.
Not again.
I
Give
could
me
have
a
got the
spell.
double. Hey, I think he's unbeaten as Wood
As
is
lock. That's it. And for those that keep rolling their cash up, they're up 45 cents.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
good on you. Well, Mugs, up and about.
Yep.
Doomben Cup.
Big
Group
day.
1 day all round. Oh, I can't wait for big, better things to come.
Yep. Can't wait
See
for
you,
next
Mugs.
weekend.
Yeah.